Every action we take, driving a car, charging a mobile phone, eating a meal, switching on the TV, running the washing machine, or even streaming this video, leaves an environmental mark known as a carbon footprint. But what exactly is a carbon footprint, and how can you reduce yours? Let's break it down. A carbon footprint is the total amount of greenhouse gases produced by human activities. These gases, primarily carbon dioxide and methane, are released into the atmosphere through everyday actions. They trap heat, contributing to global warming and climate change. This environmental measure accounts for both direct and indirect emissions, including methane, nitrogen oxide, hydrofluorocarbons, perfluorocarbons, and sulfur hexafluoride. Among them, carbon dioxide is the most significant contributor to climate change. The United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, SDG, warn that if we do not neutralize these emissions by transitioning to a low-carbon economy, we face a more inhospitable world. Everything we do that requires energy, from powering our homes to producing food and goods, adds to our carbon footprint. Some activities have a larger impact than others. For example, driving a gas-powered car releases significantly more carbon than eating a plant-based meal. Your personal carbon footprint is measured in metric tons of carbon dioxide equivalent per year. The global average is about 4 tons per person, but in some countries, like the US, it can reach 16 tons per person, far above the sustainable level needed to combat climate change. The biggest contributors to an individual's footprint typically come from transportation, electricity use, food choices, and consumer goods. The good news? Reducing your footprint is easier than you think. Making small but meaningful changes in daily habits can have a significant impact. One of the most effective ways is to rethink transportation by walking, biking, carpooling, or using public transport instead of driving. If driving is necessary, opting for an electric or hybrid vehicle can lower emissions. Car owners who regularly use their vehicle generate, on average, 2.4 tons of carbon dioxide per year. Air travel is another major contributor to carbon footprints, with a single transatlantic flight adding around 1.6 tons of carbon dioxide per person. When flying is unavoidable, choosing non-stop flights is a more fuel-efficient option. Another impactful step is reducing energy consumption at home. Simple actions such as switching to LED bulbs, unplugging devices when not in use, and investing in energy-efficient appliances can help. Transitioning to renewable energy sources like solar or wind power and improving home insulation to reduce heating and cooling energy needs can further lower emissions. Dietary choices also play a crucial role. Eating more plant-based foods and reducing meat consumption significantly lowers a person's carbon footprint. Choosing meat and fish from sustainable sources, minimizing food waste by planning meals, composting, and purchasing locally sourced and seasonal produce are additional ways to be more environmentally conscious. Being mindful about shopping habits can also contribute to a reduced carbon footprint. Consuming less, choosing recycled products, and supporting sustainable brands help lower emissions. Fast fashion, responsible for about 10% of global emissions annually, is best avoided by opting for clothing made from natural fibers like cotton or wool instead of synthetic materials. Other impactful actions include planting trees, as they naturally absorb carbon dioxide, and supporting climate policies at local, national, and global levels. Raising awareness by educating oneself and others about climate change, as well as calculating and tracking one's carbon footprint using online tools such as those provided by the EPA, the Nature Conservancy, or carbonfootprint.com, can help monitor progress towards sustainability. Reducing our carbon footprint isn't just about numbers. It's about protecting our planet for future generations. The choices we make today will determine the kind of world we leave behind. If we continue at our current pace, rising temperatures, extreme weather events, biodiversity loss, and resource depletion will become increasingly severe. However, by making conscious decisions to lower our emissions, we can help slow the effects of climate change, preserve ecosystems, and create a healthier, more sustainable future for ourselves and the generations to come. Every small step contributes to a larger collective effort, proving that individual actions do make a difference. The fight against climate change starts with each of us. The power to make a difference is in our hands. Whether it's choosing to bike instead of drive, reducing food waste, or supporting sustainable businesses, every action counts. Imagine the impact if millions of people made even one sustainable change in their daily lives. So, what's one step you'll take today to lower your carbon footprint? The future depends on what we do now.